Joining us now is Dmitri Alperovitch, the co-founder of CrowdStrike and the current chairman of Silverado Policy Accelerator. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
On the heels of this warning from the White House tonight for businesses to take cyber threats seriously and increase their defenses, does the government have a responsibility to do more in order to help companies beyond just issuing a warning?
I think where the government has a responsibility is to make sure that we have some deterrence in this field. We need to make sure that these criminals that are operating from safe havens in countries like Russia can no longer do that effectively. But the reality is that when it comes to defense, the private sector is really on its own. The government does not have the authority to defend the private sector, and the private sector really has to defend itself.
What's your advice to CEOs whose companies might be vulnerable to these ransomware attacks?
They have to start thinking about cyber as a critical business risk. If the last few months have not told you that your business can go down, you can lose hundreds of millions of dollars from that downtime and impact to customers, you really need to look again at the news headlines, the Colonial hacks, of course, the recent meat processing hacks. And what they need to do is assume that their company is going to be infiltrated. The reality is that with the sophisticated threat actors we face, criminal groups, nation states, they will find a way inside of your network. And what you need to do is you need to assume that they'll get in, but you need to find them faster than they can accomplish the objective, encrypt your data, take down your network, and kick them out. That's where the battle really is, inside your network, by finding them quickly and ejecting them.
Is there a situation where you think that it's worth paying the ransom?
I think absolutely there are situations like that. When your business is in existential danger, when you have life-threatening impact, hospitals, for example, that can't do surgeries on their patients, sometimes you may have no choice, as disgusting as it is, to pay money to these criminals, but to pay. But you obviously have to exhaust all the other options before you jump to that step.
CrowdStrike, of course, helps companies protect against vulnerabilities. But are even companies like CrowdStrike overmatched when dealing with hackers out of Russia, China, or state hacking operations like North Korea?
I think that this is a very challenging problem. And the reality is that offense is outpacing defense. These guys are getting much, much better, the criminal actors as well as the nation states, by the day. And it takes a lot of effort. And it's not just technology. It takes people. It takes process changes to really combat this threat. And you need to start assuming that they'll get in. They'll be able to find someone within your company. They'll click on a link. They'll open up an attachment that they shouldn't have. And that will open up the door for these guys to get in to your network to do damage. But that doesn't mean that it's over. Find them and eject them before they do that.
We seem to find out about a different hack just about every day now. It was a pipeline, then beef, then New York's transit system. It seems clear companies are very vulnerable across all industries. In your mind, what's the solution?
I think the solution is that we need to start raising deterrence. We need to make sure that there's a real cost to these criminal groups, to these nation states for perpetrating these attacks. And so far, they've incurred virtually no costs. In fact, in countries like Russia and others, where they've been able to operate with impunity, despite the fact that we know where they are, we've provided information about them to Russian law enforcement, and nothing has been done to arrest them.
Dmitri Alperovitch, we thank you so much for your time and your insight.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.